I really like this shirt. It's Monet. I found it at like TJ Maxx a while ago. Anyway, I just think it's so dumb when men tell women, oh, you're gonna end up alone with 30 cats. Like, that's a bad thing. And people who make women seem like there just has to be something wrong with them if they're like 30 or older and they're single and they don't have kids and all of that. It's like, just because you're like older than 30 and you don't have kids, and you don't have a husband, and this, that, and the third, doesn't mean that there just has to be something wrong with you. Like, some people don't want to get married, some people don't want to have kids, and some people are just not lucky in love, so they don't find like a suitable partner by age 30. And women are actually able to have kids beyond age 30, so people acting like somehow you can't have that and you can't do that if you're older is just stupid and not true. It's going to be more difficult as you get older, obviously, but it's not impossible. So like, you can still have a baby at age 35, and technically it'll be considered advanced maternal age, but 35 is not old, and you can still have a baby at 35 or even older than that, and it's not a big deal. Like, some women want to focus on their careers, they want to focus on their education, they want to focus on making sure that they can provide for themselves, they pay off their student loan debt, they have a good house, a good car, a good job. Like, people want to make sure they have that kind of stability before they have a kid. There are a lot of people who have kids like younger and they regret doing that because they weren't prepared for them. And also, like, that affects your ability to actually do things for yourself. Like, when you're younger, you have less responsibility and you have time to like go and travel and spend time with your friends and like just do those kind of things that you should do when you're younger. Like, if you have kids at like 19, you're not going to get to experience a lot of the things that you should experience at that time in your life, and you're going to be focused on raising your kids. So it's okay to like wait until you're older. There's nothing wrong with that, and there's also nothing wrong with being single and choosing that and choosing to have pets. Honestly, I think animals are better than people. People are really nasty. People suck most of the time. So I can understand like not wanting to deal with them. And I think a lot of men are really immature, even as they get older, even if they're like 40 years old or older. A lot of men are really immature and they like never really grow up. So there's not a lot of good like quality men out here for women to choose from. And being single is better than being with somebody that you don't really want to be with just so that you can say that you're not alone. Like, I don't understand people who seem to think that it's better to just accept just anybody than it is to just be alone, because it's not. Like, I would much rather be by myself and even be lonely sometimes and maybe not happy sometimes than to be with somebody that I really don't want to be with just so that I can say that I'm not single. Like, some people prefer to be alone and some people prefer to just like wait until, you know, they can find the right person. And if that doesn't happen, it's okay, because you should still be able to do things in your life that make you happy, and you should be able to find happiness outside of having a romantic relationship. And I think that's a really important thing to do before you even try to have a romantic relationship. So just because you're single doesn't mean that you're unhappy. Just because you're alone doesn't mean that you're lonely. And people don't seem to get that. And they try to like scare women into like accepting men that are not like quality men. Like, that's just what I'm gonna say, because that's the truth. And I think it's really the men that are afraid to be alone, and so they're trying to like scare women into accepting them, and I don't think it's working.